I've been running AM4 for way too long, and I need something more modern and more powerful. So today, here's what I picked for this AM5 build. I got a Ryzen 7 9700X, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. I'm keeping my 3080 Ti. I got a new AIO cooler, and I got this sick new case. And I'm also keeping all my storage for my build. So let's get into this video, guys. Let's see what this upgrade can really do. So for the motherboard, I went with the B650 Gaming AXV2. And before you ask, why not the X670 motherboard? Here's the thing. This B650 gives me everything I need for the 9700X without paying that premium price of the X670. Here's the Ryzen 7 9700X. This is going to be a massive upgrade from my old Ryzen 7 5700X. This should give me the modern performance I've been needing. Now, the installation of the CPU is critical. You want to make sure you pair that gold, that triangle right there, to the gold part of the CPU. One mistake here, you're looking at a dead motherboard. Once you get in the socket, you want to give it a little wiggle to make sure it's in the place, and boom. Lock this socket down, and boom, you installed your AM5 CPU. So we got our 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM at 6,000 megahertz. We want to make sure that we install them right. As you can see on this motherboard, it says A2 and B2, which is the first and second slots and the fourth slots on this motherboard. That's where we're supposed to install our RAM so we get the best performance for dual channel. All right, so we're going to unlatch these latches and install the RAM. What we want to make sure that we do is, you see the notch in the middle. We want to make sure that we line that up perfectly. And we want to make sure that we hear it click from both sides. Make sure that you hear it click from both sides. It should be pretty smooth. You shouldn't have to put too much pressure, especially if you're doing it on the motherboard. So like I said, 2 clicks, boom, and you should be done. There you go. You installed your DDR5 RAM. Let's get to the next part. All right, so now, like I was saying, I already kept my storage from my other PC. We're going to install the M.2 drives in where they're supposed to be at, basically. So we're going to unscrew this part. This part took a little time, so I'm going to fast forward through this part, so I'll see y'all after this. So some quick tweaks while installing these. Always check your motherboard manual for M.2 slot priorities. Some slots share PCIe lanes with SATA ports, so you could accidentally disable SATA connection. This B650 board handles it well, but sometimes some boards have it, so just watch out for that. Also, one mistake that I constantly see, people forgetting standoff screws. If your drive isn't sitting flat, don't force the mounting screw. You'll crack the PCB and kill your perfectly good SSD. Always make sure that the standoff is right and in the right position first. And for any of you guys wondering why I only have 2 1 terabyte NVMe SSDs, one is just for my essential Windows, and then another one is for my games. I have another SATA SSD for games and stuff, and then I have a hard drive for just where I download my 4K videos or clips and stuff that I get when playing games or whatever. So now that I installed that, we are going to put it into the case. All right, so I'm upgrading from the 200T, Corsair 200T RGB case. This is a great case. Only reason I'm upgrading from that to the Corsair Frame 4000D modular case is because of my main problem was GPU clearance. When I had got a 3-fan GPU, I was easily running out of space. And when I really wanted to get a new AIO when going over to the AM5 route to get the 9700X, even though I didn't need it, I just still wanted to get one just to future-proof myself if I get any upgrades in the future. Also, for this case, the cable management is way more easy to manage the cables and everything than the other case, because the other case was smaller than a regular full-size case. That's what's like what it was marketed for and stuff like that. But it was a great case for what it was used for. But this one is even cooler because of how much airflow you get with this case. This is a beautiful case. So as you can see, when I'm building it, you get 3 RGB fans. You get all this airflow. The front panel looks amazing. You can see it comes with some Type C and 2 USBs in the front. You see all the cable garments and the cable management holes over here. All these holes are just for airflow. All right, so I got the case. I got the motherboard inside the case. Now I'm gonna screw everything down for you guys. I'm gonna fast forward through this process a little bit so we can get to doing other things. Something that most builders forget about or skip out is make sure before you put in your motherboard in that you make sure that the standoff position are correct for your motherboard type. This frame 4000D came with the right standoffs in the right spots, so that wasn't a worry for me. So I could just slide my motherboard in and install it right into the case and screw it in. Here's what you can go wrong. Some cases with extra standoffs and positions that don't match your motherboard form factor, like a ATX case with the EATX case, if there's any standoffs that shouldn't be there, you can maybe scrape it on the back of your motherboard and kill your motherboard. And this could happen in literally 30 seconds. So be careful when doing this and just make sure. It only takes a couple seconds to make sure. It's a hassle to take out sometimes if you need like some pliers to get them out, but it's way worth it than breaking your motherboard. Way worth it. How are we going to install the power supply? We'll see you after this. All right. So now that we got the power supply installed, we are going to install the most important part, the AIO cooler. Let's get to doing that. So I chose the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 240mm ARGB black cooler. I chose this specifically because online I just seen that Arctic was the best and highest performing AIO cooler. Now, I could have gone with something that like Corsair that matched my build, but I didn't want that. Now, I should have did that because it would have looked cool. It would have looked better. But I know even with this AIO, I'm still getting great performance. And honestly, this is my first AIO cooler that I've had in my system. I usually just stick with like air coolers for the most part. So this is pretty cool. Now, this cooler is really cool. The sad thing about this part of this build was I messed up and installed the brackets wrong. I didn't know it at the time, but later in the video, it's going to be correct. But right now, I am currently installing these wrong. This is my future self talking. All right, let's get back into the video, guys. All right, so now we're just getting ready to put the AIO on top of the radiator. I like this mount so we don't get no air bubbles in the loop at all. Make sure you also take off this plastic before installing your AIO. Too many people have destroyed their CPUs just because of this. So next up, we just installing some thermal paste. That looked like a lot. I don't think that's a lot, honestly. It's like a pea size amount. Make sure to take off that cover. Don't leave this on at all. Take it off. And like I was saying earlier, I installed this wrong, and I'm not going to know until after this. So as you can see now, I noticed and I need to remove those 2 pieces. So I'm about to do that right now, and then we install the AIO. All right, boom. Now they got the AIO installed. We're just going to install this graphics card. And we install the graphics card into the slot. This is pretty difficult because of how this case is, but it was just me. I didn't know how to install it into this case. But I eventually learned how to do it, and it was pretty easy. Just playing around with it a little bit. The thing with this case, this whole section, the PCIe section, just comes off so you can install the GPU better. That's for future references, because I was just sitting here for like 10 minutes trying to figure out how to get this in here. But like I said, I was eventually able to figure it out, and we're eventually able to see this PC boot. So right after this, we'll get to that. All right. So boom, this is the PC, and it's fully built. So now we're just testing to make sure that everything works. And as we can see, it powers on. I'm not seeing the graphics card light up, but it's powering on. And so let's see if it posts. And let's go. It posts. So the next step is to see if it can boot into Windows. But it posts on the only thing I'm worried about is the graphics card. But since it's giving me out a display, they don't give me. I don't have no problems. And it yep, going to the boot menu. So let's see if it goes to Windows. Let's see if it boosts the Windows. And y'all, if y'all like these type of videos, you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you join the Taqzn Tech crew. We're trying to post more videos like this more frequently, more daily. And if I see that you guys like this, I'll be able to push more of this content out. All right, so let's see if it boosts the Windows. It's taking a long time. This is my same drive out of my other PC. Oh, there it goes. And it's loading into Windows, guys. So boom, it even boots into Windows. Let's go. So this PC is amazing, honestly. I can't wait to game on it. I posted some benchmarks of this PC already on my YouTube channel. If you want to see it, check it out. This is the end of the video though. Like, subscribe if you like these type of videos. Let me know down in the comment section below. Peace out, y'all.